Have you ever seen a dozen of snails stacked like a living sculpture? You won't believe what these little creatures are doing. Normally I see them in my garden and I keep wondering what they are doing sometimes. Recently they destroyed my mint and succulents and I was looking at them as pests until I asked my neighbor how he gets rid of them, and he told me that actually it's a delicacy. And I kept wondering how. So when I asked him, he told me, just harvest them and bring them to me. And I did that. I think I got they were like 12 or something. It was more than a kg. When I checked the prices of snails, they are actually a thing and people buy them. And some people have farms of snails. But for this particular story, on a calm morning while I was walking to work, I stumbled upon something even extraordinary. Dozens of snails crawling, stacked on top of the other on the roads. And the funny thing is, these roads are regularly cleaned by city cleaners. I don't know how they survived all that. Some snails climbed over each other like little towers, others barely moved, just antennas poking and shrinking back and forth. I heard scientists say these piles help with moisture, mating, and maybe just a cozy snail nap. It's nature's tiny mystery in slow motion. It's like a snail traffic jam, I might say. But everyone is polite and calm. And in Uganda, snails aren't just wandering streets, they're edible delicacies. I learned that from my neighbor. I think I got nearly a kilo and gave it to him, and his reaction was priceless. You call them pests, he said, and he calls them dinner. Even after surviving street cleaning, they can end up on someone's table. How strange is that? Maybe we call them urban survivor snacks, not so? Or urban backyard food. I don't know, but if you're gardening and you've ever met these snails in your garden, you know how they can destroy your gardens and how some people fear them actually. But this moment wasn't about harvesting or dinner. It was about slowing down, noticing life's quiet details. For nearly an hour, I just watched snails crawling, resting, stacking. The world around me paused in a slow dance. The patience level, red snail. If only humans moved this gracefully. But I kept wondering as I left after that 1 hour of taking in all that slow living lesson by snails one-on-one. I'm a fan of slow living and I do urban gardening, so I should be knowing how to live a simple life and slow living. But these creatures here, were they sleeping, mating, or just reminding me to slow down? Between content creation and 9 to 5, a family and all that, I kept wondering if they were telling me to slow down. But if you stay this long, maybe they are whispering the same thing to you. Mpola, don't stress. Anyways, thanks for sharing this quiet moment. I'll call it urban snail moment. Yeah, thank you for sharing this snail moment with me. Who knew snails could survive streets and teach patience? If you enjoyed this urban snail adventure with me, subscribe, and of course I'll be sharing more urban gardening tips. We'll bump into such stories once in a while. Don't worry, snails were not harmed in the making of this video, I promise. We all got home safely. Have a wonderful life. Remember, mpola, don't stress.